autonomy. For the finance minister and then the
Prof, I think partially on some platforms, the central bank has responded that, look, we had to rescue the economy at some point in time with this debt restructuring and all the issues. Reasons why you are seeing these in. I don't know if you've heard some of these explanations from the central bank and how you react to it.
Yes, I have. That is why in my earlier submission, I indicated that, look, I'm not saying central banks are not supposed to come in when economies are not doing well. They come in, but the process of rescuing the economy is very, very important. You cannot come through the process by, meddling with fiscal activities, financing budget deficit, which, most of the expenditures goes into social projects. Do you know, as a central bank, when you pump money into the economy, there's a time lapse that it is expected of you to recoup the money back. If for nothing at all, just get about 60% of the money that you pump into the economy back into the folds of, the government. Because when you pump the money, it's going to cause inflation. So over time, as you increase the policy rate here and there, it's a way of getting the money back into the folds of the central bank. But a situation where you use the channel of fiscal activities, where the money gets dissipated into, areas of the economy which are not, easily accounted for, there will be a problem. So the actual channel that the central bank is supposed to use to get money into the system was not used. I'm talking about the banking channels, the corridors of the bank. Can you imagine banks that have their, debt restructured and then getting, soft loans from the central bank at a discount rate? They will always find, the market to lend to. So from where I sit, is the channel that they used in rescuing, the economic mess. That is what is my problem. And by the laws of the country, I think they fought that. And I'm not surprised the minority is calling for that. And that has been my position, even before the minority press.
All right, so you might have answered this particular question I'm about to put to you partially, but I still want to get a bit of detail. So the minority are claiming that the bank is insolvent. I'm talking about the central bank. Now, after recording that negative equity, do you agree? And what is the likely impact on us? And this is what I want to emphasize, that what is the kind of impact we are going to have, especially the banking sector, in terms of enforcing rules?
Okay, so now the rescuer needs a rescue. Let me put it in simple terms. A Bank of Ghana is supposed to be a rescuer to any bank that is running, into a problem. So now that they are not liquid as a result of the losses, if a bank should, have problems, how are they going to pump in money? The obvious would be to print money to rescue that bank. So obviously, that aspect has been deteriorated completely. So the central bank is not safe anymore in itself. And if we should go by the international ratings of central bank, our central bank is going to be downgraded completely. That is the economic cost that will come with the central bank. And then there is also a social cost, which we may have to look at the kind of reputation that the central bank has, which everybody knows that at least when it comes to, the central bank is a bank of last resort. That is where our hope is. That thing is also lost. So there is an economic cost, and there is a social, cost to it.
Grateful, Prof. Lord Mensah, for sharing your time with us tonight and speaking to the subject. But I can assure you, this will not be the end of it. Tomorrow in the morning, we'll definitely get some highlights with Lantam Papa Uncle on the morning show, and then my colleague Sewa Ami here. So you stay glued to this channel as we bring you up to speed on all these details and many more. But tonight, that will do for Insights, and we'll still come back with some more local stories. In fact, Insight is proudly brought to you by Pepsodent. Of course, with Pepsodent, every smile matters.
Insight was brought to you by Pepsodent Herbal for strong teeth and gums, and Pepsodent Charcoal for natural whiter teeth.
My name is Kweku Timina, and we're sincerely grateful that you kept faith with us. If you're just joining us, this is News Tonight. Some more local stories we have for you, and here, police investigators have identified 4 additional houses said to have been bought from the stolen monies from the Abelenque residence of former Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources, Cecilia Abnadapa. Well, 2 new Honda cars, that's Acura, estimated at some 600,000 Ghana cedis, have also been discovered. Well, the latest revelations add to the already existing houses and properties said to have been identified in the over $1 million and some 300,000 euros case. The legal affairs correspondent, that's my colleague Mutala Enusa, has more.
The accused persons have made their appearance here at the circuit court, and what is interesting to note is that the prosecution has filed an amended charge sheet which introduced some 14 counts. Previously the counts were 10, but in respect of this one the counts are now 14, and 7 persons have been arraigned in respect of the amended charge sheet. Unfortunately for Kweku Botwe, the father of patient Botwe in this whole matter has been discharged by the court following the Attorney General's advice on the case docket. What has actually happened is that 2 of the 7, all of them females said to be lactating mothers, have been granted bail in the sum of 1 million cedis each with 3 sureties. All the surety the court said should be justified and also deposit their Ghana cards with the registry of the court. What the court has also directed is that the lawyers of the accused persons who made the claim that their clients are lactating mothers are to provide a proof of that particular claim. Prosecution, led by DSPs Emmanuel Nyamiche, asked the court to remand the accused person for further investigation. The lawyers opposed to that particular request.
We move for bail application for the accused persons. Though their pleas have not been taken, prosecution opposed the bail application, given the reason that they have not finished with their investigation. That's ongoing, carrying on the investigations.
Perhaps Anna, Mrs. Efia Usua Apia, was of the considered view that the 5 men should be remanded. Patience Botwe, 18, hairdresser; Sarah Ej, 30, unemployed; Benjamin Sowa, 29, plumber; Malik Dauda, 34, unemployed; Christiana Achab, a trader; Joe Pomari, a mechanic; and Yaya Somaila, excavator operator, have been slapped with 14 counts, which include a count of conspiracy to steal, 5 counts of stealing, and 8 counts of dishonestly receiving. They are said to have stolen $1 million, 300,000 euros, and other properties, including Kinte and others. The matter will adjourn to August 22nd, by which time prosecution is expected to conclude investigation on this whole matter, following which the office of the Attorney General will take over the case. From the circuit courts in Accra, Mutala Enusa, GHOne.
You can always trust that we'll be bringing you all the updates that you're looking for from our courts. In other local stories, the police on Monday, 7th August 2023, arrested 3 persons for allegedly engaging in examination malpractices at the Dunkwa Secondary Technical Center in the Upper Dintra East Municipality of the Central Region. Well, the 2 suspects, Albert Edu Jan and Yao Adadai, tutors of Peeble Calvary and Oxford Santec schools, respectively, were arrested when they attempted to smuggle into the examination hall some solved examination questions to candidates sitting for the basic education certificate examination. I'm talking about the current ongoing BECE at the center. Well, the items retrieved from the 2 suspects include 2 mobile phones and solved questions on 2 separate papers. Well, both suspects are in custody and will be put before the courts. Definitely we'll be here to give you some updates on anytime their charges are preferred against them and their sentencing. All right, let's still stay with BEC as the Deputy Chief of Staff at the Presidency, Alhaji Aliyu Fawaz, has advised candidates of the ongoing BEC in the Zabzugu district to engage in productive activities after the exams. While addressing the candidates at the end of the 2-month intensive extra classes he sponsored at Sabari, Alhaji Fawaz told them to consider apprenticeship in various vocations while waiting for their results. My colleague Musa Lansa has more.
The Zabzugu district has for some time recorded very poor results in the basic education certificate examination, causing authorities to come out with some interventions. Some of the interventions include the provision of textbooks and extra tuition for the candidates. The Deputy Chief of Staff, who has been supporting education in the area and was concerned about improving performance, stepped in to support the Education Directorate in the district. Addressing the candidates who have gone through a 2-month intensive extra classes sponsored by him, Alhaji Fawaz admonished them to face the examination with courage. According to him, they are writing the same questions as their counterparts in other parts of the country, hence no need to fear.
The teachers that are in Kumasi, Accra, Tamale, everywhere, they all attended the same training college. They all went to the same lecturers. They all wrote the same examination to qualify to be teachers. So what they are teaching you here is the same teachers who are teaching the people in Kumasi, Accra, Takoradi, everywhere in Ghana. The teachers here, tomorrow we can transfer any of them to go to Accra.
Alhaji Fawaz urged the girls to stay off acts that will make them pregnant before the results are out, and that they should consider apprenticeships while waiting for their results.
So my dear young ladies, after finishing the examinations, that is not the end of the world. That is not the time for you to go and get pregnant. That is the time for you to be ready and preparing yourself for the future, a bright future that awaits you. All of you sitting here are bright and qualified enough to also rise and become whatever you want to become.
The Zabzugu district in 2019 recorded the worst performance in the country for the BECE, and authorities there have since implemented policies that have seen a steady improvement of the results from 2% in 2019 to 41% in 2022.
All right, let's touch on some social issues. And here, the woes of residents of Funko and New Amanful in the Ahanta West municipality are being exacerbated due to the bad nature of their roads. Well, the residents have made countless calls and appeals to various quarters, but none have yielded any positive results. Well, this report will give you more details of their plight. We sincerely apologize. We were not able to bring you this story, but do hold on at the right time. We will be able to share this story with many others with you. For now, we'll take a break, but we'll come back shortly with some more latest happenings throughout the country. Do stay with us.
GHOne TV, your best experience. GHOne TV, your best experience.